Just saw Marine One moving towards the White House. That would probably be for the departure later of Joe Biden. They're having tea at the White House now, which is not what is this? We're not England. Stop with the tea. And if you know what, if I'm sitting in the morning and I have to sit there with Jill and Joe Biden, put some whiskey in that tea, please. In fact, hold the tea, just whiskey. It's going to be an interesting day. Jason Buttrill is with us now, and he's our head researcher and national security kind of guy, and we're glad to have you here. It's been an interesting weekend to see security. They put up, 34 miles of fence, and this isn't chain link. This is like specially designed fence for the Capitol. It's quite amazing, this fencing. Yeah. Have you noticed it?
Yeah, I have. And the other thing I noticed was, coming in like on Saturday, they were dismantling a lot of the security fencing around the Capitol Mall area. And a lot of people were kind of wandering around wondering, well, what do we do? What's going on? But
I haven't heard a single complaint from anybody who flew in from some part of the country and wanted to watch it. They're all kind of wondering, what are we going to do? But I haven't heard anybody say anything but, if this is security, I am happy.
Oh, that's absolutely been the main perspective that I heard everyone talking about. They're like, let's protect the man. Yeah. And also protect the people.
And this is not, at least I don't think, Jason, you would know better than I would, but from the signs of the kind of security that I'm seeing being implemented, this is not domestic terror they're worried about. This is international terror.
From the moment we started seeing video of the president's motorcade with electronic devices on top of the vehicles, I've seen those before, but Glenn, only in war zones. Yeah. I've never seen that just rolling around American cities before. And that's the kind of equipment that you're using to disrupt IED signals so they don't remote detonate.
Or drones.
Or drones.
Or drones.
And who has that capability? Not your average,
Well, space aliens. Space aliens have it.
Obviously, space aliens.
Yeah, space aliens have that. They're worried about a space alien invasion at some point today, obviously. But it is, to me, it's very clear that one of two things happened. Now, I don't want to say who told me this. I will just say it came from cabinet level to me. But I got word last night that it's not only the threats that they have internationally, but also the fact that the Secret Service appeared to be wildly unprepared to secure the president today. That made the incoming administration say, enough is enough. We're moving it inside.
Okay, and that is infuriating.
Yes, it is.
Because the Biden administration has known for 4 years that there was a credible Iranian threat. 4 years. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like they refused to do anything to beef up his security once the president declared he was running and once he was running away in the polls. Mm-hmm. It seemed like they were just, I don't know what they were doing. But we've known about this threat for a long time. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is a credible threat. Yes, they have said they wanted to do something ever since the Trump administration took out Qasem Soleimani of the IRGC. This is known. This does not surprise me that now that Trump, as he's coming in, his people are saying, guys, can we for once, he's been a target twice now for assassination. Can we for once take this seriously?
I'm also very concerned. There's one place that was very tense in 2016, and the Secret Service was begging him, please, please, please don't do this. And I think he'll do it again today. And that is in the middle of the parade, he is going to say, let me out of the car.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's going to walk with Melania and maybe the family. And I pray that doesn't happen. He does not. He likes to project strength without fear. And I know because he told me what was going through his mind when he was shot at and shot and hit When he went down on the stage, all he could think of was, this is pathetic. Get up. You're not afraid. You're not somebody who cowers. Get up. And you can hear that in the audio. If you would go back and listen to it, you can hear him say, get up. I want to get up. I want to get up. Come on, let me put my shoes on. I got to get up. He was embarrassed by that. He likes to project who he really is. I mean, that's not something you fake. That is who he is. He is not afraid of things. And keeping him in that car, I think, is really important, but I don't think he's going to stay. We'll see this afternoon on our live coverage on Blaze TV, blaze47.com. Save $47 off of your Blaze TV Plus subscription. Today is the day to become a member of the Blaze. It's going to be great. So, what else are you expecting? What else? What are the key moments you're looking for today?
Well, can I just say before I get into that, that hearing you say that does my heart so well, because how many times when I was on your security detail where we have credible threats, where you're like, I'm just going to go down there, with 1,000 people, and we're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but I'm different.
And now, mister, just stay in the car, sir.
He's the president. We can't lose him. You can lose me anytime. And nothing's going to stop. Nobody's. There will be no one that's in the car on the way to the grocery store that hear the news. Glenn Beck's been shot, and they'll be like, I'm still going to the grocery store. With him, it's a little different.
I am. I mean, it's interesting to see a president now, how he is acting in this moment versus what we've seen from the Biden administration. He was an absentee landlord, it felt like, through 4 years. Did you see at the Capital One Center yesterday? The president came down in the middle of the crowd, walked through the people, and it felt like this is the people's president. Like, we finally have a people's president back in the White House. It's a nightmare for security, but it was just amazing to actually see that.
He expects people to do their job. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he trusts yet verifies with the Secret Service. I mean, he's hired an outside security firm. What's the name of that firm? Do you know?
No, I can look that up in a second.
Yeah, hang on. Just Mark, what's the name of that firm? Arcus. And he has hired an outside firm, and they are on top of it. I mean, I don't know if you heard this, because I was in traffic a couple of times when the motorcade was going by, and there were helicopters right up above that motorcade. I mean, I've never seen security like this before. For a president in Washington, D.C. Normally, the motorcade, they just stop the cross streets and the motorcade goes by. This time, it was stopped for a long time before you saw any blue and red lights. And then you saw them and you heard the helicopters first. And there was at least 2 helicopters over his motorcade.
Yeah. And it's going to be needed, especially, I mean, we're talking 200 plus-ish executive orders, many of them targeting not only things like cartels, terrorist organizations, but also the deep state. So, and on top of that, maybe one of the largest deportation operations, since Bill Clinton, I guess.
He's going to be mighty unpopular with all of
everyone,
with all of the right people in my book.
Right.
You know what I mean? All the people that should be afraid are going to be afraid and try to make him afraid. And I have to tell you, and this is not going to happen. This is just not going to happen. But if they ever really try to take him out, I just think of the line from Star Wars. Go ahead. You will make me stronger than you can imagine. I don't remember what that exact line was, but strike me down and I'll be stronger. And that's true. I mean, J.D. Vance would be the LBJ and he would reverse all that Great Society, all that FDR stuff. The American people would be united on, this is going to stop right now. So the worst thing they could possibly do is kill him, but that's not going to stop some people from trying, unfortunately.
Which is essentially what they did to him after that first assassination attempt. Look how powerful that image became.
Are you...
do you think he wins without the assassination attempt?
Not sure. Don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
I think could
have gone either way. Crazily enough.
Well, remember, that's when Elon Musk got in.
Yep.
It was just a few minutes after the assassination. He was like, "That's my guy."
My gut tells me he still wins, but I'm certainly less sure of it. I mean, I think he brought a lot of people on board because of what happened there.
Even insane liberals were going on cable news and saying, "Okay, now that's pretty awesome."
Yeah, Zuckerberg.
Because look, he was the guy. He was a guy who everybody said, and they're still saying it about him. He only cares, about his personal wealth and his fame. You don't do that. If it's all about money and fame, you don't do that. He knew, and Americans knew, that's a guy who is brave. We haven't seen courage in a very long time, just for people to stand up and go, okay, that's a dude in a dress, man. People don't have the courage to say that. This guy took a bullet, he's bleeding from it, and he stands up and looks right, exposes himself and says, fight, fight, fight. That was a moment of courage.
Incredible.
That inspired the world.
Should make everybody proud watching this today, even if you don't like him. The fact that is the way our country freaking responds. You try to shoot somebody, we're going to put him back in office, and he's going to sign 1 million executive orders, and he's going to show that we don't get intimidated by that crap.
Right.
Like that is, that's American. It really is. It's legitimately inspiring. And I just feel like if you get shot on stage, you automatically get the presidency. If you're at a rally, you're running for president, you get shot on stage, you should win.
What is amazing is we didn't know that to be true until Election Day, where in any other race, that would have been the winning moment.
Yeah. It's true. And we all talk about, this resounding victory for Trump. And that, I can understand it. There were 7 states. He won all 7 swing states. But he needed to win one of those 3 blue wall states. The biggest blowout of those 3 states was 2 points. That's how close we were to freaking Kamala Harris in office today instead of Donald Trump.
Which makes you, look at California. I talked to a lot of people from California last night who are here, but I felt bad for them. Having to go to from California to Washington, D.C. I'm sorry. There is other non-prison territory in the United States. But, I talked to them about, how is the state faring? What are they doing? And they all said to me the same thing. If they don't wake up this time, they're not going to. They're not going to. And it was split half and half from the people that I talked to that live in California, whose houses didn't burn down, but all of their friends and neighbors' houses burned down. They still said, not sure. I'm not sure how this is going to shake out.
Yeah.
That's a little terrifying.